Another woman has gone viral for oversharing online. It really does me nothing when they do this. This Karen has basically blasted her husband for not doing the fucking house chores enough, threatened him with divorce, and then encouraged every other woman out there to do the same. This has got like 100 million views in a matter of a couple of days, and it's divided the internet like no other clip I've seen this year. So I'm going to react to it today, and as a lot of you know, I'm an old-fashioned dude, right? So this is probably going to go to shit.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why. So I'm going to tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for? But in reality...
I love how she goes, he's loving, he's kind, he's supportive, he's a great dad. But in reality, sorry, what? Is that not reality? Because I think that is reality, actually. So what she's doing here is she's completely downplaying all of the amazing qualities that this man brings to the table and acting like that's not reality. Supportive, kind, loyal, great dad. These are qualities that most women out there are searching for desperately. And she just reels them off like a shopping list, like it's no big deal. And she just wants to downplay everything good about him so that invalidates him as a person, his feelings, and also makes her complaints seem a lot more valid. I think this is a real easy indication early on in this video of how much she values herself and how much she really doesn't value him very much.
My experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing men and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load.
And I'm not going to disagree with her points that women, when kids come around, tend to do more in the house than men do. I think that's fine. But when she says mental load, it sounds like a very serious thing. Let me give you an example of what she classes as the mental load.
The mental load is all the things you had to know before you even started cooking dinner. You had to know what you got at the grocery store. You actually had to plan what you were going to buy at the grocery store, right? That's the mental load. Knowing what you need, making sure it's on the list, making sure you get it. If you don't get it, figuring out what you're gonna make instead. That's important. What's in your pantry? What are you running low on? What's about to expire? Those are all the things you think about when you're thinking about dinner. And if you have kids, then you're also thinking about what do they have for lunch? What do they need to have for dinner? Have they had enough protein today? What should we be cooking? What are they actually going to eat? What aren't they going to eat? Do I have a safe food on their plate? All of these things. If I cook this, will I have leftovers for lunch tomorrow? That is the mental load.
And as much as some of the things on that list are important to consider, she's turned making a basic meal into as if she's doing open heart surgery in a fucking hospital as a doctor. She exaggerates to the nth degree, this woman. So that gives you an idea of what kind of person she is generally. If I was with someone and they were going on about fucking doing the shopping and making this much of a big deal about it, I was like, give me the fucking bank card, I'll go and do the shopping. Don't worry about it, right? It's not worth listening to this shit over. So we can tell even the littlest of things, she dramatizes massively.
About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more.
Can I just clarify, though, for further information that you really need to hear? When she's saying, I need you to do more of this mystery man who we know very little about, one thing we do know is that he is a lineman. Now, they work on high voltage electrical lines that could kill a man instantly. It's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. It's very dangerous, very stressful, and a hard job. So while a lot of women might be watching this and going, yeah, sister, you tell, like, this guy is pulling his weight here. And she's already said he's a great guy. Does anyone think that her job is as dangerous, as stressful, and as difficult as what he's doing? I mean, she's a fucking TikToker, for Christ's sakes. I need you to do more. I need you to do more. And the mad thing is he earns enough for her to not have to work. She's just said that she just wants to work so that she's not financially reliant on him. And basically so that she can maintain power within the relationship, because she clearly is a very bossy person. And that would be a lot harder to do if he was the breadwinner. So she works so in arguments, she can go, well, I work too. And he's over there fucking nearly dying. Do you know what I mean? And look, 4 kids is difficult. And I can imagine it feeling, overwhelming for sure. But those 4 kids didn't just get born up at the same time overnight. She had plenty of time to realize after, say, 2 children, this is getting a bit much, this. I'm struggling to spin a lot of plates here. Maybe we'll just stop at 2. She didn't want to. She created these circumstances as well. And any household with 4 kids and 2 adults working full-time jobs is gonna struggle a little bit. And there's just no accountability from her at any point in this video, in fact, in that she created this situation of her own choices. And I know in my own life, like, if things are getting too much on either person, you have to try and lighten the load. And when you do lighten the load, you see a difference in your relationship. You see it's a much nicer place to be because you're not in a bad frame of mind around each other all the time. So yeah, I'm just saying, use your fucking brain, basically.
I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more.
When she says project manager, what she's really meaning is she's the mother. When a woman gives birth, this is biology here, the baby will suck on the mother's tits, not ours. There's a reason for that. Women are the primary caregiver biologically. And she goes on to say in this video, like, the guy literally does nights and she does mornings. Like, they're splitting everything anyway, by the way, which makes this video even crazier. But she's basically saying, like, I need you to be mummy number 2. And as much as I understand in these circumstances, like her feeling overwhelmed, that's a fair point. But men are just plain hardwired differently to women. And that's probably why a lot of women complain about stuff like this. And that's why she's gotten so much support for this clip online. And I hear it. But it isn't because men don't care about doing things around the house. Often men are just focused on bigger issues like keeping the fucking lights on in the house. We have to think about the bigger picture because even in the modern era, men are often judged by, are you keeping the fucking lights on? You're putting a roof over the family's head. So men often will look at those littler things and see them as smaller fish to fry because logically they are. It's not because they don't care, but it just doesn't take up as much of their bandwidth. And I get resentment will build up if a man is just completely not trying. That's fair. But she's already said, this guy's a great guy. He's probably working 10 hours a day in one of the most dangerous fucking jobs in the world. The guy's trying not to die during his working hours. So, I mean, is it a wonder that he might switch off a bit when he's at home? And look, I get a lot of women don't get to switch off at all, right? It's 24/7. But she's deliberately leaving out his circumstances to invalidate any point he could make, yeah, and to make her feelings the only thing that matters again.
I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I said, okay, you know, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself, the dishwasher was emptied.
That's because evenings he does, just to remind you.
The dishes were put away and the trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean. And he said, yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets, and then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up, and I went to put something in the trash, and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle, and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone.
The first time I seen this, I didn't realize how the flickers of anger that come out in her voice, even now when she's recounting it. Imagine having your missus talk about you like this on the internet, man. fucking hell. And now, a word from our sponsors. If you want to watch live sport from around the world, no matter where you are, including those 3 p.m. kickoffs, Surfshark is the VPN for you. And when you click the link in the description below, you will get 4 months extra for free. Now, using a VPN online is basically like putting your pants on before you go out the door, right? Everything you want to keep private stays private. And Surfshark can change your virtual location in just one click. Whether you're wanting to watch US Netflix or boxing in Vegas or the UFC in Dubai, or English football at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, whatever you want, you can view it all with Surfshark. Surfshark can also mask your IP and your traffic is encrypted, so all of your personal info stays private. And you can log into all your devices with just one subscription, which is very handy. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code on screen now, or click the link in the description below, go to surfshark.com/Geordie, and you'll get 4 extra months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. But for now, enjoy the video. And look, this thing about I might as well just do it alone, that is a feeling that a lot of women have at one point or another when they become wives and mothers. And I get that. Some women feel like they're getting a raw deal where they're putting in 100%, they're expecting their fella to put in 100%. Let's say their fella puts in 70%. They then have to input 130% to make up what he isn't bringing to the table. And that can become draining, right? Fair enough. Because some men can just be fucking useless. I get it, ladies, before you fucking hate me in the comments. But she's already said this is not the case with him. We know he works a very good job and he is a very decent man, despite being a bit forgetful. The way she's pointing the fucking thing about her, and you can see, like, fucking hell. And divorces, they favour women, right? And you know, even the state, right? You get a house if you fucking split up with your fella or whatever. Things go women's way in divorces. So I understand how that could be an attractive proposition to bring up. In your mind, not all over the fucking internet. She's already told us he's a decent bloke, and the guy deserves a fucking medal for the way she's speaking about him like he's a little boy on this video. If this is how she speaks about him, I dread to think how she speaks to him. Her tone and mannerisms are extremely negative, aggressive, masculine. There is nothing motherly about her. It's confrontational, it's whingy, and I guarantee in the way she's going over and over and over things, yeah, she berates him. She sits him down and gives him a dressing down. Abso-fucking-lutely she does. And it'll be way worse than what we're saying here. Guaranteed. And lads, if you ever meet a woman who, you know, she might be hot, but she talks like this, she communicates in such an aggressive way and very bossy like that, run away immediately. This is going to be your life, getting pointed finger wagging forever. Get the fuck away from her. The fact that she's made an entire social media presence on complaining about her roles as a mother, I don't even think she likes it. I don't even think she wants to be a mother and a wife. And honestly, the older I get, the more you say this. You see women who like the idea of marriage and kids, but when the reality hits, they think this ain't what I fucking thought it was going to be. This ain't what it was cracked up to be at all. And they just did it because it was the done thing and they're living in regret now. Which is why she so casually talks about throwing it away over some chores. She cares so little, so she's willing to threaten that. It didn't even come into her head, like, maybe I could just work less, maybe I could do a bit less, you know what I mean, and take the load off, and then I could concentrate more on things at home. That never came into her head. Divorce immediately. And I get, having asked someone multiple times is a pain in the arse, and the more it happens, the more you think, fuck me, do you not even care about us? I get that, but she's already acknowledged he very much does show his love. He very much does show he cares. And from his point of view, he's in a hurry to get to work. He's not deliberately showing a lack of respect. It's not like he's looking at the fucking bin bag open with all the trash piling up on the way out going, ha! That'll show her. And look, some women in the comments seem to just say, well, he's not delivering for her, therefore it's fair for him to pay the consequences. He would deserve it in that situation. But this man has dedicated like 20 years of his life to her. And she chose to marry him. She chose to say, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. She chose to have not 1, but 4 children with him. She chose to bring life into this world with this man. That's the most serious thing you could ever do with another human being. And the way she talks about divorce, it's like she doesn't even give a fuck about how that would impact the kids, or it's not even on the radar. Her feelings is all that's on the radar here, not his, not the kids, nothing. I wonder if she did leave him, how she would feel about this in years and years to come when she's an old lady living on her own and dies alone. Because who the fuck is taking on a woman with 4 fucking kids? No one. By the way, no one with any prospects and options. So it's not just destructive to the family, but it's actually, you're just kind of fucking your own life up as well. And I know a lot of women say like, oh, well, at least then I wouldn't have a man to look after. And look, I guess fuck around and find out, because she's already said he's a very good man. And we all know good people are not easy to find, especially when you've now got 4 children. And it really comes across like she doesn't even love him. To go to that point so quickly, it's like marriage isn't about like loving someone at their best alone. It's about tolerating the little annoying things that they do and also having fucking patience. This woman has no patience at all. She is not prepared to suffer any mistakes. You see by how fast she's talking, how animated she is not tolerating anything. And honestly, I think if we look deeper into this isn't just about the house chores, is it? You don't go to divorce over just the house chores. She gave a major clue earlier in the video when she said, he's good on paper. When you're really in love with someone, when you are the love of my life and all of that good stuff, right? Would you ever describe that person as good on paper? No fucking way. No one. I don't care who you are. I don't care what comment anyone makes. That is a fact. You would never, ever talk about someone you really deeply love in a way of good on paper. You just wouldn't. Good on paper is like, I'm not really attracted to him. I don't really respect him. From the outside looking in, yeah, we look like a happy marriage, but really there's no substance to it at all. It's just one of those functional relationships where the two people, they're doing their jobs, they're coexisting together and getting the tasks done, but they're not madly in love with each other. Not even close. And one of the main reasons for that will be because he was her high school sweetheart. It's the first man that came along. It's her only experience with men. And she got so fucking lucky to have a guy who's this great guy who works hard, provides all of that good stuff, that she does not appreciate what she's got in the slightest. Because if she had ridden the cock carousel that a lot of women do before they finally settle down, she'd have a lot more context and a lot more understanding of just how special this guy is. But he can't be special because it's all she's ever known. So of course she doesn't fucking appreciate him. Don't get me wrong, she's an unappreciative person quite clearly, but she was never going to understand what she had because of that. And look, that's not with all women who settle down with the first guy, but with her especially it is. Because she's just such a negative person. She's actually winning in life, but she just doesn't know it because she's not been exposed to the competition. It's like a silver spoon brat who complains that they don't have enough money when they've got more money than most people. And it's just ironic for me to hear her gassing on about how she felt unheard, unseen, unrespected when she is out here demeaning him, disrespecting him, not just within the four walls of their household, but to the entire fucking world. It's got 100 million views in a matter of days because of this. Now everyone who knows they're together in their little, wherever they live, will know he's a bitch him. He puts up with shit him. That's what they'll be saying. Especially the men around him. And when I talk about the lack of love, I understand, right? You get in fucking a relationship, you have loads of kids, you do feel like teammates after a while, and the romance can take a hit big time, and it's hard to keep that going for some people, but this ain't that. She's dead inside. She's gone.
And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me, and it's not because I didn't love him, but because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic, it doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to.
She's complaining that we fell into these norms. Meanwhile, she chooses to work. And by the way, we fell into this. No one fell into nothing. This is feminism, right? This is what feminism has become decades down the road from when women stopped becoming homemakers and chose to be career women. Feminism brought these new norms into place. Before feminism, middle class and upper class women were homemakers. Women like her would have been at home. She could have took the trash out and fucked around with the dishes till her heart's content. So it was feminism that made it so that women went to work and also had all of these other plates to spin. And now because of that, men are expected now to change the way we are to suit this change. And the issue again comes back to biology. We don't nest before a baby comes, right? We're not wired the same way as women. That sort of stuff just does not come as naturally to men as it does to women. And if I'm being honest, because of that, a lot of men just don't want to fucking do it anyway. And I know that'll piss women off, but it's the truth. And a lot of men will hide, will pretend like, no, I don't mind. Yeah, okay, mate. You run that game. Men love to be mothered. Right? Let's not kid ourselves here. That's a fact, which is exactly why my missus is in the kitchen right now. I don't think that what she is asking from him, like take out the trash, hide the dishwasher on, it's not a big deal. It's the way she's going about it online in broad daylight, just demeaning him like this. Imagine a man came on and said, you're not fulfilling your half of the bargain, right, about his missus publicly, and was like, I'm not getting sex enough. He would be called a misogynist, right? They'd be throwing things at him in the street. He would be a disgrace to men everywhere. And the same women championing her, moaning about him online, would be absolutely castrating the guy who did it.
And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change.
He didn't have much of a fucking choice. You were going to leave him. And look, masculine, bossy women like this, they deliberately pick men who they can do this to. The fact that she feels this comfortable in blathering about him like this online shows us he is a weak man. And yet she goes all over social media telling all these women, get your man, this is how you should treat them, as if her man and her example of what she's done in her life is an example all other women can follow. When she has, remember, zero experience of all other men out there in general, because she's only been with one man. I dread to think what her advice is doing to relationships right now. And by the way, this isn't a me versus women thing. I absolutely think men shouldn't go online and do this sort of shit to their women either, like berating them, saying what they're not pulling their weight, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that anyone should do that. But it's always women who over fucking share this much. I really can't imagine her taking this level of criticism in the way she delivers it, nodding like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll do that. There's no way. She is so argumentative. She wouldn't handle it at all. She can give it, but she couldn't take it. No chance. She would hit the fucking roof if he tried to talk to her like this. But to be fair, this is a good example of why men early on in a relationship need to set clear boundaries of how they're willing to be spoken to. Because if you don't, you could be getting bitched out on the internet later on like this. It's fucking mental. And I get, like, a lot of men, we just want an easy life. We just want to be nice. We want the vibes to be good, right? We want to just have a chill relationship. We don't want to pull women up and have to deal with the aggro and the argument. We don't want to do that. But some women are just wired to try and walk all over you, to find out where the line is, to find out if you're strong enough to stand up to them, to find out what you will take. And if you miss that opportunity, you're fucked, because they will walk all over you for the rest of your life, just like she is to him, you can tell. And often when you do stand up to them, as long as you're being reasonable and you've got the actual right opinion, even though sometimes that doesn't seem to fucking matter, it will make women respect you more and actually more attracted to you, because they think, I can't walk all over him. That is a good thing. So lads, don't leave it too long or you'll end up living like a mug forever, unfortunately. And I don't even have any sympathy for this guy, really. I mean, I did feel sorry for him a bit, but then it's like, well, this is your own making, mate. You've created this monster partly that's now on the internet just devouring your fucking corpse in front of the lot of us because you weren't willing to stand up to her. And you're getting what you deserve. But I could be wrong. I'm always open to being wrong. You let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm sure some women have probably disagreed with me. Respect, ladies. I'm not trying to piss you off. But all I'm saying is men need to grow some fucking balls and have a bit of a line of what's tolerable. And this ain't it, right? Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the True Geordie YouTube channel. I'll see us on the next one.